Hi everybody, my name's Jackie Olive and I'm the creator of Olive Tree Prep Preschool Online. I'm back to you today with another Tuesday's tip. I promised you last week that I would give you a tip all about writing, and I think you're really gonna like this one. It's a super easy routine that you can include in your homeschool practice, like maybe once a week, twice a week, but the more regularly that you use it, the more progress you're gonna see your kiddo make in literacy and language arts. So the name of this style of writing is called interactive writing. And I did not make this up myself. There are lots of brilliant educators and researchers out there who came up with this practice. If you want to learn more about it, you can look into Fountas and Pinnell. They wrote an awesome book about interactive writing. But if you just want to get started with it right away, you can watch this video for 5 easy steps and you'll be including this in your homeschool practice beautifully. So let me talk to you a little bit about materials. The first thing that you're going to need is, we like to do this in like a journal. Just a spiral notebook is good. And then you're also going to need some crayons for your kiddos to be able to draw. And some kind of alphabet linking chart. In my program, we use this one called the Action Alphabet. So this should just have all the letters of the alphabet with a picture that begins with each sound. And I'm going to include a link. I have a visitor today. I'm going to include a link to my Action Alphabet in the comments if you want to just go ahead and get this one printed off. It's a good one. And then last but not least, you'll need a pencil or something to write with your little kiddo. Okay, so step number 1 is draw. So you are just going to let your preschool draw a picture of whatever they want in their journal. Just give them a page. It's kind of fun to date it because then you can go back and see all the progress they made. After your preschooler draws a picture of whatever they want, step number 2, super simple, is just ask them about their picture. So you might say, oh my goodness, tell me about your picture. Now, you're probably going to have one of 2 different types of kiddos. You might have a kid who's going to go on and on and on and give you a 15-minute story about their picture. Or you might have the opposite end of the spectrum where they might tell you 1 word or even 0 words. Either way, as the homeschooling teacher parent, you're going to kind of scaffold that story or that word into one complete sentence. So if it's a really long story about their favorite Christmas present, then maybe at the end of the story you might say, oh my goodness, it sounds like you really like your unicorn. Should we write that? I like my unicorn? And then hopefully they'll say yes, and then you can start writing that sentence. But you want to get one kind of succinct sentence, especially as you're starting off here, okay? So they're gonna draw a picture of whatever they want, and they're gonna tell you about the picture, and you guys are gonna kind of craft a sentence together that's going to describe or tell about that picture. Now, step number 3 is repeat. When we are writing, sometimes, especially our little ones, because writing takes a while in the beginning, they will start writing and then we forget our message halfway through. So we practice repeating this at least 3 times. You're going to repeat the sentence 3 times with your kiddo. And so you can do that in fun ways, like you can use silly voices like a monster voice, I like my unicorn, or you can whisper it, or tell your toes, or tell the ceiling, or tell your neighbor. However you want to do that. But you're going to repeat the sentence 3 times. And one of those times as you're repeating, you might want to count the number of words. I like my unicorn. We're going to be writing 4 words today. And so after you repeat comes step 4. And step number 4 is you're going to actually write the sentence. But you and your child are going to share the pen when we're doing interactive writing. And so that's what makes this so developmentally appropriate, and it gets them loving writing because they get to do all the parts that they're really confident with and that they can do almost independently, and then you're going to do the rest for them so that they have a sentence and it's not tedious and they're not crying and their hand doesn't hurt, but they're working on their letters and their sounds, they're working on those sight words, and they're actually crafting a complete sentence, and later even maybe several sentences as this progresses. It's really up to the needs of your child. And so that's another thing that makes this activity great, is that it's super easy to differentiate depending on where your kiddo is. So in, the first month that you start this, it might look very different from the 3rd, 4th, or 5th month that you're doing this routine in your homeschool. Okay, so let me recap. Step number 1, draw. Step number 2, ask. Step number 3, repeat. Step number 4, write. So if I'm writing the sentence with my child, I like my unicorn, then I'm going to say, oh my goodness, okay, what's our first word? I'm going to pull out this alphabet linking chart because this is such a critical tool. So I'm going to say, what is the first word? I. Can you find I here in the alphabet? Oh, let's look at it. Okay, good. Can you use the pencil and write the letter I? And then you're going to have, a blank page in your journal, and you're going to say, okay, where do we start writing? And you're going to talk about that, that we start at the top and the left, and then you're going to have them make the I, okay? And then you're going to say, perfect, we have a first word, I. Let's see what comes next. I like. Say that word, like. Can you say like? Okay, good. Now, what sound do you hear the word like beginning with? Good, Sadie. Oh, that's right. It's like love. L. That's right. The word like begins with the letter L. Can you write the letter L right here? And we're going to model putting a finger space there, and they're going to write the word like. They're going to write the letter L, and then you are going to take that pencil. You're going to finish the word like. Now, if your child already knows how to spell like, they can write the whole thing. But if they're like mine, maybe a 3 or early 4-year-old or even a 5-year-old, and they don't know the word like, that's okay. You just finish it up. So we're going to focus initially on those initial sounds of the words. Maybe you just want to make a sentence that has the first letter in their name because that's the only letter they know. That's okay. Start where your kiddos are. And then you're going to slowly work up. So we're going to keep going with this. I like my. What sound does my begin with? Can you find that one, Sadie? There it is. The letter M says like munch. Good. So then you're going to kind of keep going through this. You're going to finish my because we can't decode that word. And then you're going to say unicorn. Okay, so we get all of the words. Unicorn. After this, I'll show a little video after I talk about this of me and Sadie doing this because she loves to do it. Okay, so then we're going to, after you have your sentence written, then step 5 is read. So then you practice pointing and reading that sentence that you guys wrote together. Now, another really great thing is every single day, if you're adding to your journal or once a week or whenever you're doing it, go back and reread your other previous journal entries, right? Because they're going to remember those. They're going to see the picture, reminds them of the sentence, they repeated it, they helped write it, and then they can point and read. So not only is this an activity in writing, but it's also, you're going to have all this really awesome text that your child can read independently that they are going to love because it belongs to them and it's theirs. So this is a really fun way to make writing fun and not tedious. And keep watching because I'm going to show you a little video of Sadie and I doing this interactive writing routine together. Okay, so Sadie drew a picture here. Sadie, can you tell us about your picture? What did you make? What is it? Okay, she's being a little bit shy right now, but off the camera, she told me that it was a unicorn. What sentence do you want to write? Wow, this is a really beautiful unicorn. Do you want to write, I like my unicorn? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I like my unicorn.
Okay, good. Let's count how many words are going to be in this sentence. Ready? I like my unicorn. How many words are going to be in this sentence?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Very good, Sade. Okay, so what's the first word that you hear?
This is not a boy. It needs eyelashes.
Oh, okay. Put on the eyelashes. Okay. So let's take a look here at the action alphabet. What is our first word in the sentence?
I.
There you go. Now, since it's our first word in our sentence, and since it's the word I, we're going to make it an uppercase I.
Okay.
So here's the pencil. Can you write the uppercase I?
Yeah.
Now, can you show me where we start writing? Yeah, the top left. Good job. Okay, so now make the uppercase I. If you need help, I'll put this right here so you can see.
Okay.
How do you do it? There it is. Okay.
9 plus 12.
Perfect. Just like that. Can you make it up there at the top left? Good. What word did you write?
I.
Yes. Okay, let's read that. I. Okay, what comes next? What word? Like. Okay, wait. Let me put my finger here. We're going to do a finger space. Now, will you put the L for like? Awesome. You did it. Now, I'm going to finish that word like this. L-I-K-E. Okay, let's read what we wrote.
I like my
Oh, how are we going to do my?
munch.
Munch. Okay, so can you do a lowercase m right there?
Yes.
Remember, we go down, back, up.
Down, back up. Humble.
Good job.
It's kind of like that.
It is like M. It is an M. Okay, so I'm going to put the Y here to spell my. Okay, let's read what we have.
I like my
Okay, what do we need? What's our last word? Unicorn. What letter do you hear? U. Look. Not W. Good thinking. It's for upside down. Yes, it's the long U sound. Now we can't squeeze it in right here, so we're going to do a return sweep and make your U right here. We're going to make a lowercase U, okay? I'm going to go down, back up, and straight down. So start at the top. Down, back.
No, I can do it.
Okay.
Down, back up. That's a line.
That's it. Okay. And then I'm going to finish the word unicorn. U-N-I-C-O-R-N. What do we need to end our sentence?
I like my unicorn.
Corn. Unicorn is all one word. So let's read it.
I like my unicorn.
Good. Let's read it one more time.
I like my unicorn.
Can you point and read it? Point to I. Remember like?
Like my unicorn.
Okay, now we need a period here. Will you put a period here?
Adopt.
Adopt. That's right. Right there at the bottom by the end. Just one. You don't need a whole bunch. Just one little dot. Perfect. Yay! Okay, read it one more time for me. Point to the I when you say I.
I like my unicorn.
Yay! Beautiful writing, Sadie. High five.